Hey, after watching this video, check out the new PhoneDog.com homepage and play the One Pod Bandit for your chance to win free phones.
So, and then we'll go back to the home screen and we'll show you when the phone opens up. Here's your full QWERTY keyboard. This is one of the highlights of the devices. This is one of the best QWERTY keyboards I've ever used on a cell phone, if not the best. It's large and it makes for a large phone. The size is offset by how big the screen is and then how easy to use and how large the keyboard is. It's 5 full rows. The keys are offset like they are on a regular computer keyboard in terms of the alignment of the rows. It's got a large space bar. It's got a dedicated numerical row. It's got caps lock with a light. I mean, just all these little things that are kind of cool. The function key also has a light to let you know when it's on. Shortcut key for your messaging. It's got a little it's not really a D-pad, but cursor keys down there, so you've got basically a D-pad. Lots of shortcuts as well, but mostly it's just really easy to type on. It feels great. It's got good action, and it's nice to type on. And then the other thing I like about it is that HTC got feedback on the original Touch Pro from people who used the tilt, who really missed the tilting mechanism. The original Touch Pro didn't tilt; it just slid in and out, or up and down. But the tilt used to slide and tilt, and so for the Touch Pro 2, they went back to the tilt, but a more modern mechanism. And this is great because you can do the tilt if you want it. If you don't want it, you don't have to. And then you can also adjust the angle of the tilt. It rotates into virtually infinite positions here. It's not that big of a range of motion, but within that range of motion, you can set it however you want it. And that, in contrast to a phone like the Nokia N97, which just snaps into one position, or even a phone like, here's the LG NV3, which is obviously a messaging phone, not a full-on smartphone. This one does kind of go infinite range, although it definitely has a lock position right there, a stop lock, so all the way open or at that angle. And then also the NV Touch, similar. You've got your stop lock there, and then it goes a little bit further. But the HTC, the Touch Pro 2, designed to go, you can stop it anywhere along your range of motion, and it just works really well. And again, you flip the phone over, you can use your conference call mode. It's a great speakerphone. The audio quality on calls was very good, whether it was on speakerphone or not. I think I benefited because the 3G service for AT&T in the San Francisco area is so poor that having the phone not have 3G and just being on the 2G network, I think actually got me better voice calls. Anyway, that's not the phone itself, but the phone itself definitely had good audio quality. A couple things I don't like about the phone. It still uses HTC's proprietary connector there on the bottom for USB data and charging and audio. No 3.5mm headphone jack, which I would like to see.
Also, 3.2 megapixel camera with autofocus, no flash. So it's like the Touch Pro, but without the flash. Minor detail, but kind of too bad. Secondary camera on the front, VGA for video calling.
And the resistive touchscreen is very good. Not quite as good as a capacitive screen, so I'd love to see that as well. And then, of course, Windows Mobile underneath. I'm not a Windows Mobile fan, but we'll go back. We'll show you the internet again one more time here. The phone comes preloaded with Opera, which is great. You can also add these things called push pages, where you can specify a page that will be automatically pushed to your phone at selected intervals. So, you can have every time you go to the internet menu, you can have your sports headlines, your news headlines, your RSS feeds, whatever you want automatically show up there, which is cool. We'll load up so it's Opera mobile on the device. I'm going to load this up and we'll do a search for PhoneDog. Nice at the home screen is a search menu. And here you go, Google default. And looks great. Opera really works well on the phone. The zoom bar is handy here. You can zoom in and out with one hand, whether you're in widescreen mode or portrait mode. And the rendering is pretty good. And we'll go to the PhoneDog homepage. And here's where it's nice to be able to zoom in. And I got to get used to using my thumb. So some issues there. Obviously, it's a resistive screen, not a capacitive. It did click the link. It just kind of did a funny scrolling thing in the meantime. But the page loading up. PhoneDog homepage. And there you go. Looks good, scrolls well, and the zooming. And then we'll go back to, I may not have the sensor on right now, the G sensor. Or it might just be a little laggy while it's finishing rendering the page out. There we go. So there you go. All in all, again, a big thumbs up for this phone if you don't mind Windows Mobile or you're a Windows Mobile fan. Also, I should show you the custom start menu, actually. When you hit the Windows key, you get HTC's custom start menu, which is also really nice. You've got Google Maps preloaded. You've got the RSS hub, which is a nice little RSS application. Teeter, which is a fun little accelerometer game. You know, other stuff. The settings menu, again, takes you to that settings menu, which is HTC's menu. So they really, you know, each subsequent version of TouchFlow, starting with TouchFlow, then TouchFlow 3D, now TouchFlow 3D 2, HTC does more and more to integrate more deeply and get you, you know, further away from the horrors of Windows Mobile. You can hear my bias coming out, but, you know, call it bias if you want. I don't like the Windows Mobile experience. And so it's cool to see devices like this doing what they can to keep that experience away from you. Anyway, there you go. All in all, really great device. I already reviewed the Touch Diamond 2. I like this phone better because the keyboard is so great. It definitely is thick and bulky, but you know, here's the N97 next to it. It's a little bigger than the N97, larger display. Thickness about the same. Put it next to the Verizon NV Touch. You can see the display much larger than the NV Touch. The footprint a little bit bigger. Thickness-wise, the Touch Pro 2 is definitely a little bit thicker. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. The rounded, you know, beveled edges make it a little harder to see, or it makes it look a little thinner. But when you hold it in your hand, it definitely feels a little bit bulkier. But it's a power phone for power users, and, you know, kind of people who are going to use this device aren't going to mind the size all that much, and it definitely still is pocketable, just not with those tight jeans that some people wear. Anyway, there you go. Thumbs up. Relative to it being a Windows Mobile phone, really like it. The audio quality is great, the speakerphone functionality is great, and the keyboard is second to none. It's the HTC Touch Pro 2, right now only available overseas in this unlocked version, but you should see it coming to US carriers very soon, this summer, this fall. And again, right now we're hearing unconfirmed rumors that T-Mobile will be the first to launch it as soon as August of this year in the US. With much, much more on all the new phones from HTC and everybody else, I'm Noah from PhoneDog.com. Check out PhoneDog for all your daily news, reviews, live event coverage, all that stuff. We got you covered. Till next time, thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.